Jumping back into the world of Reddit, we're taking a look today at r/runninglifestyle. Fellow geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather and I am glad you are here today. Now, before on the channel, we have taken a look at different subreddits on the Reddit website that deal with running. So if you're looking for some more places to learn about running, talk about running, because who doesn't love talking about running, then you can check these out yourself. I'll have a link down in the description if you would like to check this subreddit out. But today we are going to be taking a look at r/runninglifestyle. And if you would like to see any of the other subreddits that we've covered, I'll have a link up here and down below to all of the subreddits that we have covered this far. But let's go ahead with today's offering.
So first of all, we'll start with what is r/runninglifestyle? Well, the description says it's a good vibes place where anything about running can be posted without fear of being told it doesn't add to the community. If you're a runner or have something to say that's important, funny, or interesting to you, then it's probably important to the rest of the community too. So fellow lovers of sore feet and legs, come aboard the running train. Choo choo! So let's look at our first post of how many 5K or 10K races is okay to do per month. Hi, I'm wondering what is the optimal amount of races to do per month. I was thinking one race per month is probably good enough, but there's a 5K race that I want to sign up for, but 2 weeks after that I have a 10K. Would it be doable to have a 5K race, then a 10K race 2 weeks later? I'm 23 years old, so I think I can. My body can probably handle it, I want to say, lol. 5K and 10K races are much easier to recover from compared to longer distance races. Doing a 5K race followed by a 10K race 2 weeks later should definitely be doable. Most importantly though, I would just listen to your body. Do what you want and have fun. Next up, an important question of time based on age. What is a good time for a mile based on age or age group? I'm sure I can Google this, but I am here. The world records for the mile are 3:43.13 male and 4:12.33 female. If you can't beat that, you're probably always going to feel not quite fast enough no matter what your actual speed is. You can't let yourself get hung up on comparing yourself to other runners though. A good time for the mile is a little bit faster than the mile you ran 6 months ago, at least until you reach the age where you start slowing down, at which point a good time is, hey, look at me, I might be old, but I can still run a mile. Next, we have a runner coming to us with a common problem, cramps in the side of my abs, stitches in the recent runs. So it's been about 3 to 4 weeks I've been running, and as soon as I begin running, I get the cramps. Yes, inhaling 2 times and exhaling 1 time solves the problem if I keep doing it all the run, but it's annoying to keep having to breathe like that. Before my runs, I walk for around 2 minutes, not fast. My running pace is at a walking one, and this problem is recent. Is there a way to not get these cramps anymore? It's been 3 consecutive runs that I have them. And let's see what our runners suggest. Hydrate the day before and day leading up to your run. Do not try to chug a ton of water in the few hours right before the run. You should be topping off your hydration levels rather than filling them all the way up. Food. How close to your run are you eating? Are you eating the wrong things before a run? For me, spicy foods or very fatty meals can mess up my run as long as 6 hours beforehand. Closest I can eat to my run without experiencing problems is 1.5 hours, and even then it needs to be something light or easily digestible, oatmeal, farina, fruit, etc. Electrolyte and salt intake. If it's hot and humid outside, you'll be sweating a lot more, and if your diet doesn't account for this, it'll catch up. If you don't have concerns about hypertension, then feel free to salt your food a little bit more, as well as making it a point to eat a few pieces of fruit throughout the day for potassium intake. Core weakness. Continue or begin to do core exercises. Planks until you're strong enough to hold for 1 to 2 minutes, then progress for a harder version like an ab wheel rollout or long lever plank, leg raises, sit-ups, etc. These are all things that I believe can contribute, and it's worth taking an honest look at each of them. Unfortunately, no one can give you the answer other than yourself. It may take some experimenting to figure out what the cause is. It would be easier to assist if you provide more information, of course only if you're comfortable, such as diet, caloric intake, micro intake, current training program, and age. Oh my God, hi! Thank you for the long detailed answer. Seems like I was doing nearly everything wrong. I barely hydrate. I always eat dinner right before running. I just began core training this week. I think I don't need enough electrolytes, and indeed it's very hot outside. I began taking a rest day after 1 day of running, so that's fine. I brought it back recently because I used to run every day and had pains. Now they're gone. My caloric intake is below 1,000 a day. I'm 19, 48 kilos, around 5'3". My current training program is Couch to 5K, and I began 3 to 4 weeks ago, but I'm already at week 6 because I used to skip rest days. Maybe I progressed too fast. I'm able to run 20 minutes without stopping now. I used to not be able to do a minute. Well, figures I should fix all that. Thank you, kind soul. I'm so glad you found my thoughts helpful. You will definitely get the hang of it as you continue to do it. I'm hoping that if I put a lot of these things on your radar, you'll be able to fix them early on in your training career. Next up, a runner facing a setback. Running my first race this weekend while getting over a cold. Tips? So I picked up running a couple of years ago, and I've always wanted to do a 10K race, but I've never had the opportunity because of other commitments. Until this weekend, where there's a 10K race on Sunday that I signed up for a while ago. Problem is, I got a nasty cold this week. I was exhausted, coughing, had the chills, foggy head, etc. Normally, I run 5 or 6 kilometers each weekday morning and 10K on Saturday morning. Sunday is my rest day. However, because of my current cold, I haven't run at all this week, not since last Saturday. I'm getting over the cold, but the cough is still somewhat lingering and I'm still tired, although an improvement over exhaustion, and I'm hoping to be able to attend on Sunday. I won't go if I'm still sick, as I don't want to spread it to anyone else. I'm not looking to medal or anything. Normally it would take me between 60 to 70 minutes to do 10K. I just want to finish the race. Any tips for how to best go about it when I may still be tired and haven't run in a week? I'd pick a different race some other time. There's no use in being miserable and having your first race be a bad experience. Tip: don't. The magic and beauty of racing is about the things you can control. Your training up until race day, your diet, your rest, that's what you have to always be proud of. You can't control race day. The weather, illness, injury, those are things you have to just accept on the day and adjust around with peace. If you go ahead with this race, just take it super easy. If you push too hard, you'll feel awful, and you also won't do well, and you'll feel bad about that. Next up, a runner discovering a difference between treadmill running and street running. My calves hurt when running on street, but not when running on treadmill. What could be possible causes and solutions for this problem? Practice more on the street? A few years ago, I gave up on running because my calves always hurt when running on street surface. Now I know my calves are good because in the past month I started running on treadmill and it's going pretty good, 6 to 7 kilometers. However, I still can't run on the streets more than 1 kilometer. I feel a very sharp pain in my calves after a while. What is strange for me is that on the treadmill I improved really fast, and on the street ground I feel like I'm stuck on the same level for a week now. There could be a few things going on here. You're more than likely going to be running at different pace when outdoors versus a controlled pace on a treadmill. Also, do you run on the treadmill with 0 incline? Whether noticeable or not, the little terrain changes outdoors do make your muscles work harder and differently. I would also look in to see if you're pronating. The last thing I can think of is, are you striking differently on treadmill versus outdoors? Generally, mid-strike is the cruise control, while the heel is the brakes and toes gas. Remember too, there's a big difference between pain and injury. My initial advice would be to slow down outdoors, check your form, and make sure you're engaging your glutes. I hope I've given you at least one helpful idea. Don't give up. And finally, we have a runner dealing with slow improvement for 5K. I, 17 male, ran my first 5K last November in 38 minutes. Since then, I've built up my weekly mileage from 10K to 25 to 30K a week, and my 5K time is now 30 minutes. My training is made up mostly of 40-minute tempo sessions and long, slow runs on the weekend. Is this amount of improvement expected? In my opinion, it's a bit slow. Also, any advice on how to continue improving? My goal is 25 minutes at the end of the year. Thanks. You've reduced your 5K time by over 20% in 7 months? That's excellent progress any which way you look at it. Sounds like what you're doing is working, but if you want to try something new, maybe substitute intervals for one of your tempo sessions. But most of all, increase mileage and intensity gradually. Keep most of your running low intensity and have fun.
And that's a look at some of the top posts in r/running lifestyle. Did you find this fun or informative? Why don't you let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget that you can subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it keeps you up to date on all the running content I have coming out all the time. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you could join me. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. I'll see you later.